Mr. Orav, European Commission presented yesterday this year report for Montenegro. Can you compare it from the last year one, and is it worse?
Yes, European Commission presented enlargement package on all the Western Balkan countries and Turkey as well, and country report was presented to Montenegro. There is something what is very important what was mentioned in this package, that membership of the European Union is possible. It's confirmed from the Western Balkan strategy. It's possible, but all the criteria, economic criteria, political criteria, security criteria have to be met.
Upravo tako, jučer je prezentovan paket proširenja za zemlje Zapadnog Balkana i za Tursku. Prezentovan je izvještaj o Crnoj Gori i ono što je notirano u izvještaju je da je članstvo u Europskoj uniji važno, moguće za zemlje regiona, što je i potvrdila strategija za Zapadni Balkan, naravno ukoliko se ispune politički, ekonomski i drugi kriterijumi.
And first of all, it's up to the candidate country whether they can meet those criteria.
I naravno da je na zemljama kandidatima da vide da li će ispuniti te kriterije.
So I cannot say that this report on Montenegro this year is worse than last year.
Tako da ne mogu reći da je izvještaj o Crnoj Gori lošiji nego prošlogodišnji.
But I think there is a potential to be better.
Ali mislim da postoji potencijal da on bude bolji.
Can you tell me in which areas Montenegro regrets most and where significant success was made? And maybe, in your opinion, which are the most problematic areas that should be solved?
We have highlighted in all our reports on positive way foreign policy and regional cooperation.
U našim izvještajima naglasili smo kako je pozitivno ono što se dešavalo u oblastima regionalna saradnja.
Foreign policy and regional cooperation.
Znači, u našim izvještajima naglasili smo da su pozitivni pomaci napravljeni u oblastima spoljni poslovi i regionalna saradnja.
Montenegro has aligned itself with all European Union foreign policy positions.
Crna Gora usaglasila je svoje pozicije sa svim spoljno-političkim pozicijama Europske unije.
And Montenegro is a good and reliable partner for us regionally here.
I Crna Gora je sa regionalnog aspekta dobar i pouzdan naš partner.
Unfortunately, we didn't recognize progress in the area of freedom of media.
Nažalost, napredak nije prepoznat u oblasti sloboda medija.
And I think there is kind of misunderstanding, because if we say that there are problems in the area of freedom of media, we hear a lot that actually everybody can write and report everything.
I mislim da tu postoji i malih nesuglasica, budući da kada kažemo da postoji sloboda medija, često nam kažu kako zapravo u Crnoj Gori možete da napišete što god poželite, da izvještavate što god poželite.
But there should be some kind of control, and that's the reason why we have highlighted self-regulatory mechanism also in this year's report.
Ali mora postojati određena vrsta kontrole, zbog čega smo i u ovogodišnjem izvještaju naglasili značaj mehanizama za samoregulaciju.
We have mentioned broadcaster and political influencer as a serious concern for us.
Upomenuli smo i slučaj RTCG, javni servis i miješanje u rad javnog servisa predstavljaju ozbiljne probleme.
And we have highlighted here also the investigations on the attacks against journalists.
A isto tako naglasili smo i istrage napada na novinare.
And the second area, fight against corruption.
Druga oblast, borba protiv korupcije.
There is much more what needs to be done.
Postoji puno toga što još treba učiniti.
We have stated in our report that corruption is still quite widely spread.
Naglasili smo u izvještaju da je korupcija još uvijek dosta proširena.
And we have highlighted the importance of the independence of anti-corruption agency.
I naglasili smo veoma važnu stavku, to je nezavisnost Agencije za borbu protiv korupcije.
You mentioned corruption now, but we can see that year by year that problem is highlighted in EU report. Can you tell me, can that be a big problem for EU path to Montenegro's path to EU?
Yeah, already many years there are two parallel processes. One is negotiations on all the chapters, but the member states want to see clear progress in the areas of fight against corruption, fight against organized crime, rule of law in general.
Već dugi niz godina postoje dva paralelna procesa, to su pregovori po pitanju svih poglavlja, ali u isto vrijeme zemlje članice žele da vide konkretne rezultate u oblastima borbe protiv korupcije, borbe protiv organizovanog kriminala i vladavine prava generalno.
In this year's report we have noticed or mentioned some progress in the area of fight against organized crime.
U ovogodišnjem izvještaju notirali smo određeni napredak u oblasti borbe protiv organizovanog kriminala.
And what does it mean? We need concrete track records to convince the member states. They want to see that yes, this country is fighting seriously against organized crime and fighting seriously against the corruption.
A ono što je potrebno su konkretni rezultati kako bismo ubedili zemlje članice da se ova zemlja ozbiljno bori protiv organizovanog kriminala i ozbiljno bori protiv korupcije.
And there is potential to do better.
A postoji potencijal da se učini bolje.
And again, I would like to highlight the role of anti-corruption agency.
A opet ponavljam, naglašavam ulogu Agencije za borbu protiv korupcije.
Tell me, in your opinion, will the EU enlargement stay high at the EU agenda now after European Parliament election?
I think it was high in the agenda before the elections and it will continue in the same way.
Smatram da je proširenje bilo visoko na agendi kako prije izbora za Europski parlament, a da će nastaviti da bude i poslije izbora za Europski parlament.
The main role on enlargement is played by the member states and the governments.
Glavnu ulogu u procesu proširenja igraju zemlje članice i njihove vlade.
And of course it's important to analyze what is happening in Europe, but most important is to do the homework.
I naravno važno je analizirati događaje u Europi, međutim još važnije je da zemlje kandidati odrade svoj domaći zadatak.
So that homework first come to us, tell that we have done that and that and that. We are almost as good as most of you are, and this will be the most convincing argument. It will make it unavoidable for the member states to take you in.
I onda očekujemo od zemlje članice da dođe i da kaže da je taj domaći zadatak odrađen, da kaže da evo, dobri smo skoro kao i sve zemlje članice i tada će biti neizbježno da zemlja kandidat postane članica Europske unije.
And Montenegro is in a very good situation because Montenegro doesn't have any external problems with the neighbors.
A to je veoma važno budući da Crna Gora nema nikakvih regionalnih problema.
So it means that if homework is done, then it's possible to join.
Problema sa susjedima, što bi značilo da samo ukoliko se odradi taj domaći zadatak, ukoliko se ispune obaveze, Crna Gora će moći da postane članica.
At the press conference yesterday, you said that it wouldn't be good if the envelope affair would be mentioned in the next report for Montenegro. But the fact is that the audio recording affair is mentioned every year in the progress report. What do you think? Will Montenegro suffer some consequences if the next year's report we find again envelope affair in the context of one more unexplored case?
I think the word consequences is a little bit too strong.
Smatram da je riječ posljedice malo prejaka.
Because when we write something in our report, then we hope also that those issues or challenges will be addressed.
Jer kada nešto notiramo u izvještaju, to je sa nadom da će ta pitanja, da će se obratiti pažnju na ta pitanja.
So sometimes it's the issue of political will, sometimes the issue of procedures, but we hope very much that the Montenegrin institutions will act in an appropriate way to settle everything concerning this affair.
Nekada je u pitanju politička volja, nekada su u pitanju procedure, ali se iskreno nadamo da će crnogorske institucije uraditi sve da ovo riješe.
From the formulation in the report, it appears that the expectation of the committee for the change of electoral legislation are high, and that its mandate is considered as ambitious by the European Commission. Can Montenegro justify expectation and reform electoral legislation and electoral system in line with EU standards?
So we have written in our report that the trust towards the electoral framework in Montenegro is very low.
U izvještaju smo napisali da je povjerenje u izborni okvir veoma nisko.
So that's the reason why this comprehensive and inclusive reform is needed.
I iz tog razloga neophodna je ova sveobuhvatna i reforma.
This temporary committee was formed last year at the request of two opposition parties.
Ovaj privremeni odbor formiran je prošle godine na zahtjev dvije opozicione stranke.
Then it was formed and those two opposition parties decided not to participate.
A kada je oformljen, ove dvije stranke odlučile su da ne učestvuju.
It's unfortunate.
Što nije dobro.
Because now government coalition and some opposition parties are doing this work, but there is no full opposition control.
Jer sada vladajuća koalicija i neke opozicione stranke obavljaju taj posao, međutim ne postoji puna opoziciona kontrola.
Because this process should be inclusive so that the next elections again will not bring any further boycotts.
Ovaj proces treba da bude inkluzivan kako sljedeći izbori ne bi bili osporavani ili bojkotovani.
So that our message from the European Union is only for all the political parties to take part of this work in the temporary committee, take part of the work of the parliament, because all, even the most difficult challenges can be addressed in the places where they have to be addressed, in the parliament first of all.
Jer je upravo poruka Europske unije da svi treba učestvuju u radu ovog privremenog odbora i da svi treba da učestvuju u radu skupštine gdje se održavaju ove veoma važne diskusije.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much.